Hey guys, it's Buckets Analyst here, and welcome to the second ever YouTube video that will also be posted on my Instagram and probably on Twitter, or Twitter will link it to both those things. My first video of 2020 and another sit down analysis video where I will go through new topic every time, and today's new topic is how to fix the 76ers Simmons and Embiid problem. And as it's been noticed now that the Sixers, don't get me wrong, they're a good team and they are definitely contenders. But this season, this year, I don't see them going past the second round in the playoffs. I see them struggling even in the first round if they get a fourth or fifth seed, possibly against the Pacers or a team like that. I see them winning the first round, but then I see them struggling the second round against a team like Miami, Milwaukee, Boston, whoever they match up against, because there are some great teams. I got the 76ers as a fourth or fifth team. You could say I am underrating them, but I just don't see this Simmons and Embiid duo working out. And I think that this assembled 76ers lineup with not much bench depth is going to get past the second round, or even if they somehow do get past the second round and get in the Eastern Conference, I do not see them at all beating a team like Miami, Milwaukee, Indiana, Boston. All four of those teams I see beating the 76ers come playoff time, especially with Indiana, with Brogdon now back, beating them. As I'm recording this, as tonight, they beat them. With Brogdon's return, Oladipo's return, end of this month, there's just too many assets. And I know Embiid didn't play, and Embiid's going to come back, but I feel like the duo of Simmons and Embiid is just finished. It's time to give it up. It's time to the Sixers will eventually come to a point where they need to choose to build around either Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid, and then commit to one of them for the future by building around them and maximizing both their potentials. As the Sixers are currently fifth in the East with a record of 25-16. They are 16th in offensive rating with 109.6, sixth in defensive rating 106.1. They are fourth in points per game 115.2, and 19th in opposition point per game, which is 112.5. So they're scoring a lot, but they're getting exposed on the defensive end, as evident by those stats there. Basically, the 76ers need to maximize either Joel Embiid or Ben Simmons' potential, and that's by getting rid of the other one. So, for example, if they were to trade Simmons, they would need to build around Embiid by, trading for space creators, getting players that don't clog the paint and just make opportunities for him. As for Simmons, he needs to be in a Giannis type system with four shooters around him at all times, so he can play make, have a stretch big center there who can catch lobs and create scores off the pick and roll, kind of like a Capella or a DeAndre Jordan kind of player. Maybe a Cat. We'll get to the more trade scenarios down further into this video, but that's just what both players need to maximize their potential. I think both have the opportunity to be leaders on a contending team if they get built around correctly. I think Golden State's a great place for Ben Simmons. Simmons D'Lo trade. I'll talk about that later on. Obviously the contracts don't match up right now, but it will at the end of the year when Simmons signs his rookie extension. But right now, I think Golden State is the best option for Ben. I think Embiid has few options. There's two trade scenarios I have for Embiid, one for Ben, and well, personally, if I'm the Sixers, I'm looking into one and only trade for Ben Simmons, obviously, for a D'Lo trade. I think that's going to be great for the Sixers if they picked up D'Lo. Obviously, I think the Warriors will give up D'Lo, maybe a pick or another player. I think that would be great for Embiid and the Sixers if they decided to build around Embiid. You have D'Lo, a guy who can average 25 plus a game, give you 6 rebounds, give you 6 plus assists. Very talented guy who's very capable of being a superstar in this league, and obviously an all-star last season, possibly an all-star this season. He's a great player who the 76ers need a point guard who can actually shoot. No disrespect to Ben, I love his game, but he just needs to shoot, man. Like, the Sixers need a shooting point guard. They need to become more of a shooting team if they're going to keep Josh Richardson, Tobias Harris, Al Horford, Joel Embiid. They're gonna have to become more of a shooting team with a shooting point guard. But also D'Lo's a great shooter, but also he's he's a great playmaker and can make everyone around him better. But other than that, I'm looking at trading Embiid and a few other pieces to gain depth on the bench as well, and possibly some picks, and trade for some just pure valuable shooters, like some pure shooters for a win now situation, like the Bucks are in with Giannis. Like, get Simmons at the point, get 4 shooters on the court. Let Simmons drive, kick, get Simmons in a pick and roll. Just maximize his potential by having 4 shooters on the court that can also create for themselves. And Simmons can just, because if Simmons was in that type of role, I reckon he would definitely average 10 plus assists, as he's now averaging 8.5 assists, I believe, with 14.9 points, 7.5 rebounds. I reckon he could possibly average a triple-double in that kind of system. So that would be good for him. But Embiid needs a system with people that can space the floor, people that can feed him in the post, let him go to work, just create opportunities for him. And just Simmons is around now, he's just clogging the lane, he's getting in the way. He can't go out wide, he can't shoot from outside the paint. He's a one-level scorer. There's not many one-level scorers in the NBA. I guess Giannis used to be a one-level scorer. He's now developed a 3-point shot. So one-level scorers are very difficult to deal with. But if you're as talented as Simmons, it's easy if you just get shooters on the court and let Simmons go to work. But I think the Sixers will trade Embiid, if anyone. But I'll show 2 trade scenarios here for Embiid, and then I'll show a trade scenario for Simmons. The first one for Embiid is a straight up Joel Embiid and Josh Richardson to the Orlando Magic for Nikola Vucevic and Evan Fournier, a round 1 2020 and a round 1 2021 pick. I think this trade would be great for both teams. The Magic get obviously Joel Embiid, one of the most dominant centers in the NBA. Josh Richardson, who is a great defender, great shooter, great player. He's been playing great recently. Joel Embiid's like a debated top 2 best center in the NBA. Him, Kat, Jokic. But I think Vucevic is up there as well. Vucevic is a very good 3-point shooter, as well as Evan Fournier. So if they're going to build around Simmons with shooters around him, that would be a great trade for that one. The other one is just a Cat and a round 2 2020 pick to the Timberwolves. To the 76ers for Joel Embiid. Embiid and Cat's contracts match up, align like perfectly. Cat is a a magnificent player. He's a great 3-point shooter as well. It'd just be great to see these two swap, see what they could do on the other team. Timberwolves could, with Andrew Wiggins, build around a player like Joel Embiid, get some shooters around him, get some space creators around him in Minnesota. And the Simmons trade is obviously a Ben Simmons for D'Angelo Russell. I've also put in round 2 2020 and a round 1 2021 pick to the Sixers. The Warriors get Ben Simmons. I think in Golden State with Ben Simmons at the point or wherever he plays when Steph comes back, I think that would fit. You got Steph, you got Clay when he comes back, you got Dre, you got some shooters there. Everyone pretty much in Golden State can shoot, so it'd be great to see what they would be, and see how they would contend. Obviously it says the step-in rule here, consecutive draft years, but that would just end at the end of the season, so they would have to do that trade after this postseason. But yeah, I think both those trades are good. I think all those trades are good. I think the Sixers definitely need to look into this and need to get rid of either Simmons or Embiid and somehow maximize one of their potentials by trading the other one and building around one of them. So thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. For more content like this, I've got daily 3 to 5 Instagram posts going up at Buckets Analyst every day. So go check that out. Got Twitter as well, NBA Bucket Hoops, and just check out the YouTube. That's it. So thank you guys for watching. I'll see you in the next video.